This is Alma Thomas. Her picture is here on the left, and then one of her paintings is there on the right. So you can see already that her art is just bright, beautiful colors and lots of intricate patterns. Alma taught art for 35 years before she began to paint professionally. She was 68 years old when she started really painting. She's known for her bright and fun mosaic paintings. She lived and worked in Washington, D.C., and she worked in the 1960s and on later than that. And during that time, it was really hard for Black people and especially women to get respect from other people. She decided she was just going to keep painting beautiful things anyway because it made her happy. Here's another photo of Alma. This one's on the left and she is in her studio. So there are some of her paintings in the background. With it being a black and white photo, it's hard to tell what the colors are. But you can see on the right what one of her finished paintings looks like. So you can see that it's made up of all these little dashes of different colors. So this one looks a little bit like maybe it's a mountain with a sunset in the background, but it can be a little hard to tell because it's not important that you can tell exactly what it is. What's more important is that it makes you happy. So we are going to create like Alma. So again, her paintings are made up of bright colors, in a mosaic style with a very simple design. Let's look at two of hers. Here on the left, we have a circle. We would call this a concentric pattern because it comes out from a center. So you can see that each line of it and each ring of it uses the same color in the same dash pattern. You can see that she leaves a little bit of the paper showing between her dashes so that we can really see what's going on. The one on the right is different while still being very similar. She uses dashes of different colors and she keeps them really close together while still letting a little bit of the paper show through. This one has just a little less paper showing through than the one on the left. So let's create like Alma. So I am going to create like Alma, and I'm also going to make a Valentine's Day inspired design. So what that means is that I'm going to use a heart shape. So I have two pieces of paper here. One of them is to create my art and the other is to create a stencil for the heart. You don't have to do this part if you don't want to, but I thought that this would be a great way to make a perfect heart. So I'm going to fold my paper in half. And on the folded edge, I'm going to draw half a heart. I like to do it this way. So here's my folded edge, and now I'm going to draw half a heart. So it's kind of like a rainbow. And then it goes back to the folded edge, like that. So let's cut this out and see how my heart looks. If you want to do a shape instead of a heart, you don't have to make a stencil. You could also find something to trace. All right, let's see. There's my heart. I actually think it's a little bit too tall, so I'm just going to trim it just a little bit to make it a little bit shorter. I got a little messy on the edge there. Oh, perfect. Okay. So now I have my heart stencil and I have my paper. You can put this right in the middle. You could put it off to the side. You could tilt it like that. I'm going to put mine up and to the left like this. Maybe I want to tilt it a little bit too. Let's do that right like that. So I'm actually not going to use a marker to trace this. I want to use a pencil because at the end, I want to actually erase this. I don't want my pencil marks to show, because I want to make it look like the whole thing was done with just marker. So I'm going to go around it like this very carefully and keep it kind of light so that when you try to erase it, it erases pretty easily. There we go. It might be a little hard for you to see that. I got better lighting. I hope you can tell. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my markers and I'm going to start making that dash pattern. I'm going to show you two ways to use a marker. One way to get a skinny line and one way to get a thick line. So let me show you on my heart since this is just scrap paper now. This is the shape of my marker and you can see that it has a skinny tip, but it has kind of a wide body. So to get a skinny line, you use it straight up and down. Skinny line. To get a bigger line, you lay it down and go like that. So you see the difference in those two lines? One is a very skinny line, the other one is a nice big solid line like that. There we go. So practice getting these nice wide lines before you actually start on your project. I like the way that one turned out, so I think I'm ready to start. So what I'm going to do is in my shape, whatever shape you are doing, you're just going to do one color and do dashes around that pencil mark. So I'm going to go just to the inside of my pencil mark here, and I'm going to go dashes like this. I'm trying to get a wide line, but sometimes the marker is not going to do exactly what you want. So do your best to dash all the way around the heart. Now I'm going to switch colors and keep moving into the middle of the heart. I've decided that for my heart, I'm going to do warm colors only. So the warm colors are red, orange, yellow, and pink, since pink is a type of red. So I'm going to fill in my heart with dashes going into the middle. Now for the outside of my heart, I've decided to use the warm colors, which are blues, greens, and purples. You don't have to do this color scheme like this if you don't want to. You can just make it rainbow going from the center to the outside. But I decided I wanted to make my heart just a little bit brighter than the background. So that's why I did my bright warm colors, and now I'm doing my cool toned colors for the outside. So now I'm just going to fill in the whole paper with cool colors going all the way to the edges in these little dashes.